This was sent to CornyDriveThru at gmail.com from Mark in Waterford, Ireland. I'd like your thoughts on the following question. He then put a question mark. That's not a question mark. I'd like your thoughts on the following question. Who is the bigger star? Brock Lesnar or CM Punk? Not just now, but in the near future. I'm on about the potential of each guy, and if you were booking a main event match like WrestleMania and had one choice, which wrestler would you pick and how would you book them? Who would draw the most, do you think, from stardom power? I want to hear your thoughts. Sweetest regards.
Well, wait a minute. If I'm booking the main event at WrestleMania and I only book one wrestler, I've only got half a main event.
That's the challenge. How good a booker are you?
Well, goddamn not good enough to have a guy have a match with himself. Again, here, it's not just a cut and dried situation because you have to consider environment and context. Brock Lesnar is the biggest box office attraction that the WWE has available to them to wrestle their number one champion, Roman Reigns. And if they were to right now book a match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar for Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, any big, whenever they announced it for, that would be the biggest match that they can have, and that would outdraw by a significant margin Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. Because the build is there, the context is there, the story is there for the match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar in that company. Now, conversely, if Tony Khan was to suddenly be able to, contractually or whatever, to book Brock Lesnar, then that obviously would get a lot of attention for AEW, and that would be a major signing. But I don't know and it would certainly increase their profile with the casual fan, mainstream audience, UFC fan, whatever, people who know Brock Lesnar's name. But I don't know that he would be more popular in AEW than CM Punk is because of the same thing, the context, the way this has been built. Punk he's come in there, he made the big splash, he's establishing himself. Brock would shake things up, but would Brock be as beloved a figure to the fans of AEW as Punk is? Probably not. Would Brock Lesnar draw against anybody in AEW right now the same way that he might against somebody in the WWE? I don't think so, but who would it be? Who would he wrestle that would be a big marquee match that you could buy Brock Lesnar against so-and-so in AEW right now? I'm not sure there is one.
You know, I mean, it wasn't done right in WWE. If done right, Danielson and Brock would be pretty cool, especially with the personality Danielson's showing now.
Yeah, but then then Brock would have to be the babyface. The only reason Brock's a babyface in WWE right now is because he's on the other side of the ring from Reigns and Heyman. But anyway, the point is, it's a fantasy hypothetical question, yes, but it shows context and who's going to be his dance partner and what has past history, where has it brought us up until now. When you change people, sometimes you need to change somebody from one company to the other to freshen them up. But sometimes it means you have to pretty much start from scratch with that person. You wouldn't have to start from scratch with with Brock Lesnar for anything, but he fits the WWE. He fits their style. He's established there, and they've got something that's already ready-made and pre-built. In AEW, you wouldn't have that. But by the same token, if Punk went to WWE again, the same thing would be true. He'd have history, but you'd have to start building things from scratch. And I don't know if that fan base would be as excited to see him back as the AEW fan base is to see him there. But it's a nice problem to have when you're as over as either one of those guys and making the money they're making.